All right, man. Nonito, it's been a while since you've been in the ring. I think 2019, you had that great performance in Japan. Came close, but a little short. But now you're back in the title scene. How do you feel about this fight going to Saturday in Carson?
Well, it's been a long time coming, so we're very excited. We trained very hard. We're just very ready, and we're just very excited for it.
Talk about the long layoff. What's kind of going through your mind? Were you always thinking about fighting? Was there retirement at all, or was it just kind of what happened with COVID? You had to kind of wait your turn.
It was just frustration. That's it, because of the fact that I'm eager to get in there after a good fight. I got back into the gym right away, and then I wanted to fight. I wanted to test out all the things I've learned, test out all the things that I've acquired again. That I've lost or forgotten. So that was just part of the frustration. But then again, um, going back into this training camp, I felt even more amazing. I felt great, because I think my body started to heal itself. Nearly 2 years, and my body's just all of the healing. I just felt good. So when I got back into the gym, for this fight, the speed was there, the explosiveness was there, the power was there. So I think it's I'm just very confident going into this fight.
That's great to hear, Donito. And just some, I guess, some housekeeping. Who are you training with nowadays? Are you still the same trainer?
Yeah, no, I mean, well, we had to cut down a lot of the camp because of the fact that the COVID stuff. What I've learned from the last time. We just had to maintain the same people around. Kenny's not gonna be in my corner. My dad's not gonna be in my corner. Just the guys that have been working around here. My wife's been with me. Michael Basil, the cut man. He's always been with me since 2008. And just a couple guys that I know that are quarantining with me. That's just pretty much it. I'm just trying to keep it as simple as possible with people that are quarantined and in the bubble, in my own little bubble with me.
And Onito, I know you probably like to look ahead to Saturday, but it's been a while since you fought, and I'm still kind of amazed what you did against Inoue in Japan, going to his backyard, and I know it wasn't your weight, but you did a lot of damage in that fight. Do you feel like that fight was like where you thought like I have so much left in the tank, I could keep going, compete in bantamweight at this division? Because I think you dropped down also, and at your age, it seemed like it could have been difficult, but you've been better at this weight. Overall, did that get you kind of excited to to realize like you still have a lot in the tank?
Well, I'm very healthy. I've always just been a very healthy person. I train all the time, all year round. I don't ever, I drink here and there sometimes, but I don't go crazy on it. Just a little bit of celebration here and there. But I've always just been very healthy. I eat the right food. I take in what my body needs. But overall, I mean, when I went to fight in Japan, I was very confident in beating the guy. There was no doubt in my mind. But I came up short. But then I learned a lot from it. You know, I, I've always I feel like I can keep going. I'm just one of those guys that just keep going. At the older that I get, smarter that I become, and the hard working. I'm just more motivated the older that I am. So I feel great. I mean, the question is not so much my age. It's more of how am I competing in this level, you know, and competing with all these guys. So it's not so much as that. It's what I've been doing all my life, just being healthy.
Wow. And Nonito, I guess has a retirement at all crossed your mind about? Do you have like a 2, 3, 4 year plan? Do you not even put a year on it?
I mean, at any moment in time, I don't really have anything else to prove. But right now, boxing is exciting for me. I have a rematch that I want to make happen. So there's just a lot of excitement in the air for me, and I don't see myself looking to to go away from what I love doing. I know that when it comes time for it, I'll know. When boxing is not something that I want to wake up to early in the morning, or go to the gym dragging my feet, then yeah, I have no right to be in it anymore. But I go into the gym very excited. I go into this fight very motivated. So it's not in my mind. And I don't think it's anytime soon. But I mean, boxing is boxing. It's something that I enjoy doing. I won't be able to do it when I'm 50 or when I'm 60. All it is I'm milking as much as I can. It could be 1 year, it could be 5 years, it could be 10 years. All I know is that I'm very healthy and I'm still very willing and able to do everything else with
And,
these guys.
and Nonito, it must be exciting fighting for a championship fight as well. I know you mentioned the rematch, but to get to that, you have to beat your opponent on Saturday. I know he's not a big time name, but he's undefeated and he's a champion, a fighter from France. But uh, I guess what do you kind of expect from him in this fight? Especially being a championship fight, you must be expecting a lot in a tough test.
Well, he's a very technically sound guy. Coming from the amateurs, and becoming a champion. It's something that you can't underestimate. When you hold that belt, regardless if you're not the best at it, but you're still a great fighter. To be able to put that belt on your waist. So we're not underestimating him at all. We know he's very technically sound. He's smart. But I have the experience, I have the power, I have the speed, I have all of the motivation to win this fight. And I'm looking for a knockout like every fight that I go to.
Yeah, Nonito, is that the same type of fighter you are? That obviously the Filipino Flash, and you're always exciting, and you go for knockout. Is that the way we kind of should view you for Saturday, or you're a little bit different now? You're a little older, and something got to be a little more defensive.
Well, I learned from the last fight with Inoue, there was something that I was missing. It was the killer instinct. When I was sparring at that time, I would go out working with sparring. This time I'm going for when I was sparring, I'm just going for as hard as possible. There's no, I'm sparring bigger guys. There's no more taking it lightly, and I've taken lightly, sparring lightly for quite some time, and I lost the edge in terms of killer instinct. I've been sparring with the great sparring all around with young guys, and I'm going all out now, and I think that's the biggest difference between then and now is that I'm going back into how it was back then when the competition in sparring was on a different level, not something that me just working with.
And Nonito, I should have checked this before I came on, but have you ever fought in Carson, as they call it, the War Grands, and there at Step Up Center?
I've fought there numerous times. I fought there all of 2012, all of the fight in 2012, the 4 fights in 2012. I fought there. I've won I think 5 out of 6 or 4 out of 5 or something like that. So it's a venue that I'm very very familiar with.
Yeah, you're not too far, living in Las Vegas, but for some reason, when it comes to Los Angeles fight fans, they're really passionate about it. Do you kind of feel that when you fight at that particular venue?
Oh yeah, man. LA fans are, just being down south is it's a big boxing community, everywhere. I mean, you got Robert Garcia's people there. You got Freddie Roach's people. I mean, you got a lot of fighters out there, and so everybody's very passionate. I mean, just the fans in itself, from relatives to just the typical boxing fans. There's a lot of them out there.
And Nonito, I know I keep asking about Inoue, and I know you got a fight on Saturday. You don't want to get too far ahead, but I guess how much of that fight do you kind of like maybe think about or dream about that rematch? And like you mentioned, you want that killer instinct. Do you feel like if you get to fight him again and you win on Saturday, that the way the way you want it the outcome to come out will be come to fruition and you get that fight?
Definitely one of the things that I'm here for. That's why I'm still boxing. Something I'm very excited about. Getting that belt here on Saturday, and then making the rematch, or reaching out for them for the rematch and making it happen. I know that he has said something. The winner of this fight, he wants to fight. So that's a big possibility of getting this rematch. After Saturday.
And I know there's no time to reflect, maybe, especially if you're still an active fighter. But do you kind of just stop and think about everything you've accomplished? And a lot of people, when they mention your name, they say future Hall of Famer and Nonito Donaire, Filipino Flash. Do you kind of like does that feel nice to you? Or do you like you kind of ignore them until you're ready to retire?
It's again, I don't really look into any of that. I'm always been the kind of person that looks forward. I mean, I've captured, I've had so many belts. I've done and accomplished a lot in the boxing world. I don't really put it into my head. I just go in and be excited for the next fight, you know. And again, if I'm not excited for the next fight, you know, that's my that's that's a sign that there isn't any more in there. But every day I come in and I think about it, and I'm excited. I'm excited to be in the ring. I'm excited to be in the gym. I'm excited to wake up and do my thing, you know. And so I don't really think about anything like that. And again, what I can pose doesn't matter in age any longer. You know, these guys are 25. I mean, you know, and I'm competing with them well enough, you know. So bring them on.
And Nonito, I end with this because I know you're friends with Manny Pacquiao, and also he's older than you, and he's still fighting the big fights as well. So I guess we shouldn't harp on age that much. But do you see something like that, and he's challenging guys like Earl Spence Jr., who are like, you know, half his age and the best of the best, and you're doing the same thing, find the best of the best. Is that something like maybe, you know, is it something that you kind of feed off, kind of, you know, in terms of a friend that, you know, you want to be competitive and you see what he's doing, you can do it kind of thing, or is it kind of like you're on your own lane kind of thing?
I think it's just for me, it's just on my own thing, you know. And again, I wake up in the morning and I'm excited for it. You know, and I think that, you know, for myself, I have something to look forward to. You know, for every fighter, you know, after boxing, they don't know what to do. You know, for now, I'm grateful that I have something to look forward to. I don't look around what's going on around me. You know, I just support all the fighters that go inside the ring, you know, because we put our time, sweat, and sacrifice, you know, you name it. You know, for me, it's just that I have something to look forward to, and I'm grateful that my day is moving, and I'm still able, I'm still strong, I'm still capable, you know. And that's pretty much where my head is.